Okay, we are live on YouTube, and this time I'm making sure that your mics are also hot. Yeah, so welcome, Antonio, Paul, Cole, Rap, Uncle John. Welcome,
Hello.
guys. Okay. We are going to quickly test this live. Okay, so this specific version, I've not tested myself either. It's brand new. Okay, so I tested up to the previous version. We now at 2 Delta from 5.2, so we're going to give it a bash. Okay, so what Zibo told me is that we need to have 2 specific files in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to display capture, and you know what? Let's give it a few minutes. Well, a few seconds, maybe a minute. I see a couple of guys are coming. Hello, Mark. Hello, Antonio, Scotsman, and our Russian friend there, I believe. Not sure who that is. Can't read the Cyrillic.
I know, it's me.
Is it you? Okay, all right. There we go.
Yeah, it reads as Capsdula Polentus.
Okay, cool. And then Paul is there as well. So anyway, okay. We'll give it like 30 seconds. I see the numbers of the viewers are going up, and then we'll talk about the whole story. When we hit 10, I think that's good enough. Then we can start. So just one more guy to join. That went up very quick. Hey, Anthony. Right, so let's start with the basics. Okay, so this is the route. It's from Luxembourg down to Bergamo. And the reason this route is taken is it consists of a sit with a transition, and also then an arrival with a transition, as well as an approach with a transition. So this was what Zibo and I were busy testing the previous portion of this evening here on our side. Basically, the guys that know me and know my videos already, you know that when I do my exports, I like to use the Navigraph desktop charts to export the FMS plan. So as you can see, there's nothing in my output FMS plans folder right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export the Explain 12 version, and I will again, for those of you that don't know or can't remember, explain why I do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to export the Explain 12 and the XML data file here from the SimBrief downloader. So we're going to have them all. Going to replace it because we've done it quite a few times this evening already. So at this point in time, we now have 3 files. This is the FMS file that comes from SimBrief. That is the FMS file that comes from desktop charts in the background there. And the main difference between the 2 files is the one from Navigraph includes the SIDS, the stars, and the runway already. So when you import that, it will populate the Zibo FMC. The one from SimBrief does not. Okay, it's a reasonably smaller file, just with the routing basically inside of it. So what I'm going to do now is this is where Zibo is heading towards the future now. Instead of using that file name and then copying it to the XML, you guys should be familiar with this. That was the old way of doing things. All right. Now, the company root import is still going to remain functional unless Zibo changes his mind, but I doubt it. I think that remains intact. So you can use that file name with the .fms, okay? But you do not want the file with the file name .xml anymore, okay? So both systems will work, but the one will have the advantage that if you change it to the new naming designator, which I'm going to give you now, you will then be able to upload all the winds. All right. Now, in the description below the video, I've given you the actual progress of what is available and what is not. So currently, you'll be able to upload the cruise winds is not implemented yet, but basically all the other winds seems to be going, and Zibo's calling me. Yes, I will. I will.
What's in P3D or FSX flight plan? You like Sims or what?
Yeah, that is all different simulators and stuff, but don't worry about it now, okay? Right, so Zibo's just reminded me, and I'm heading towards that. So what we're going to do now for the future, going forward, to try and standardize everything, we're going to rename these files, and we're going to call it B738X. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to put that in the XML as well. All right, so we can effectively get rid of that one. We don't need it. Right, so this is the new naming convention that Zibo has implemented. If you do it this way, the benefit, instead of just getting a company route imported, this is going to give you the company route, and it's going to give you all the winds. So I just want to repeat that because I got a little bit sidetracked there. So in the route data, that's going to be all done. We'll show you that page. The cruise winds is not implemented yet, that's the right word, and then PERF INIT as well as descent forecast, it's now all done. So by just renaming those files, having this as the new naming convention, Zibo is moving forward then with this implementation. So let's move everything out of the way just to show you I'm in 2D. Then I'm going to quickly also mention something else. Please don't forget that the loading of the Zibo mod, when you have to put the cargo and the payloads, well, let's call it the payload and the fuel, it has to happen via the tablet. Okay, I don't want you guys to get confused with the import that happens in the FMC. It will not change the weights. It will not add fuel or subtract fuel. It will give you values, but unless you load here, you guys must not forget, please, you have to load the payload and the fuel from this one. So I just want to make sure that this is the latest OFP that I've got. It seems to be. We'll double check it. Obviously, when we import it, we'll see different values, and then we'll handle it when we get there. So, let's quickly check our values that we need to enter. The payload is going to be 12.1, very light, and 5.9. That happens when you put it on auto. Right, so we're going to go for payload 1, and 5.9 is already in there, so we're happy. Might as well do that. I'm not going to fly, guys. Don't worry about it. We're not flying. We just want to show you how it works. It will be a short video tonight. Need to get my ground power going.
Why is there a reflection in the ICS, or how it's called? Standby PFD, I don't know how it's called. Simply standby. There's like sun.
It's the sun, yeah. It's a known issue in Explain. It just shines from the wrong angle. We can change that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, there was a Lua script that fixed this in Explain 11, but I don't think it works in Explain 12.
I wouldn't know. I'll just change it. Right, so this has got absolutely no bearing on us. Let's go look at our FMC. That's what we want to do. Right, so we want to put in, as usual, we're going to put in the GPS coordinates. Then we're going to go to the route. All right, Zibo, I take it you watching in the background because you were speaking to me just now. So I'm going to start with the company route, ELLX. Oops, that's not right. ELLX.
If I go for dinner, I'll check the stream later.
Okay, if you can come back, if there is time, please come back.
Yep.
But why does stream have a delay? Is it YouTube issue?
Yes, of course. All right. Okay, so I've just snooked myself. You see, there's too much talking. Can you guys just please not talk too much now so I can actually concentrate?
Yes, I will shut the fuck up.
No, please don't swear, please.
Okay, fine.
Right. Okay. So very, very easy. Just to get my bearings again. There is no company route. We don't want to import the company route. We want to use the flight plan. Apologies, Zibo. As I said, I was just distracted. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on flight plan request. We're going to wait a minute. Right, route uplink ready. So there you can see there's a load button, and believe it or not, I missed it this morning. There we go. So now it's uploading, and there you go. There's your whole flight plan. Everything is done for you. All right, so cruise winds, all those things are done. We can click on activate and execute. All right, Zibo, can I clear this message now, or must I first go and do all the other loads? Thank you. All right, so if we go to PERF INIT, PERF request, there we go. So we click that one. Uplink ready, and then we click load. There you go. Right, it missed the reserve, Zibo, for some reason. Not sure if that's planned. Is that planned? Zibo's typing, just waiting. Okay, he says it needs to be filled in manually as per the real plane. Fantastic. Thank you, Zibo. That makes perfect sense. So we can now go and look at our reserves. So it will be, come on, 2.4. There's one way to check it, Anthony. There's one way to check it. Let me put this thing up like so. And then superimpose it here. Give me a second. Let's double check it. Alright, so 55.2. That's 55.2 on the zero fuel weight. Our gross weight 61.1 versus 60.9, and the difference is the taxi fuel. So that's perfect, 100% correct. Let's have a look, see. 299 at 59 for the winds. That's our average winds. You see, come on. See over there. Then we've got... Oh, he's changed this. This has changed. Oh, you've changed this, Zibo. You've actually changed this to look more like the other FMC. Okay. So now the outside air temperature is probably going to be at top of climb somewhere. Okay, so there it says minus 56. So that's obviously coming not from exactly the same place. But anyway, you know where that comes from. Right, there we also have our flight level. So you guys can see 330. So that's correct. Okay, Zibo says yes, because this is an uploaded uplink that we did. You do not get the ISA on this page. Okay, thank you, Zibo. So that's cool, that's done. Then if we go to the VNAV page, we go to forecast page, request the winds. Then we've got the load button on that side. Yeah, I'm busy with that one. Zibo. He's obviously watching via YouTube, so he's got the delay. Here you go. There's your forecast as well. And then the other one, which is not working yet, guys, is going to be in the ELLX page under route data, wind request. Yeah. So he says that's not fully implemented yet. But there you can see, look at the potential now, where we're going to. All right, see, it's not populating. Okay, so it's exactly as the note says. Yeah, so it looks amazing. I'm telling you, I'm impressed. Thank you, Zibo. This is awesome. This is really nice. What do you guys think? Hello, Dave, and other Dave. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, wow. Awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, it brings a whole new dimension to the simulation, eh?
Yeah, I'm impressed. The reason why it can't fill in the reserve, Nico,
Yeah.
is because you have to take into account your alternate fuel, and
Yes.
there's nowhere in the FMC where
You put it,
knows
yes.
where
Yeah, exactly. No, that's cool, Mac. For clarity's sake, I'm just glad everybody explains it to us, you know?
Will these features be an option to select in the EFB?
Zibo, that's a good question, what Paul is asking. Is this going to be an option in the EFB, or is this going to be on by default for everybody? And also, is it going to be available in X-Plane 11? Okay, he says always on. And X-Plane 11? Because I know that's the next thing everybody's going to ask me. Can we have it in X-Plane 11? Can we have it in X-Plane 11? I don't know. We have to ask Zibo.
My current question is then, if it's on by default, what about airlines that don't currently use this or have this facility?
Well, Zibo, I don't know if you heard Mick trying there. He says, what about the airlines or simulating flying for an airline that does not have this facility? Should it not then be an option in the EFB to allow it or disallow it rather? Just a question. He might actually talk to us about it later, Mac. He's not responding.
No, that's a fair comment. I just thought I'd ask the question.
Of course,
which
that's a
others
valid
will
question.
think.
No, of course. Zibo, you can explain that to us later then. But okay, I mean, always on is always on. As far as I know in the PMDG, it's always on anyway. So yeah, okay. Then, before we go, guys, because I mean this is about the end now. I have spoken to Antonio quite a bit. He's gone for dinner. Okay, unfortunately, the timing of this video is a bit off for him, but he is aware of the changes, and he will make the sim brief to Zibo, little Python script, compatible with this, which means that if you guys install Python on your system and you actually configure it with SimBrief, it will automatically go fetch the B738.fms and the B738x.xml files for you. So the automation is going to run outside the Zibo itself. It will be a Python script. You put your SimBrief ID in there. It goes, fetches the information, puts it into your FMS output FMS plans folder, and it will then obviously automatically happen, so that when you get into the aircraft, everything is already there for you, on the condition that you do it, the whole planning thing and stuff, before you start your X-plane. Then, speaking of that, that will also become a thing of the past. I did ask him, and he said he's actually put it in already. We just don't have access to it yet. There's going to be a button that you can refresh his little script. So if you make a new flight plan, if you do a turnaround kind of a thing, and there is a different flight plan this plugin needs to fetch, you can click the refresh button. But basically, he will facilitate the whole automatic fetching from SimBrief and getting it to your system so the Zibo can pick it up and run with it. Okay. I have not spoken to Hendrik. Hendrik, if you watch this, I've just been too busy. I just haven't had a chance to contact you, but we need to talk about your little plugin as well, see how we can maybe get you to modify yours to do the same thing, so the users will have two different options of getting the data to the computer, where the Zibo mod can then pick it up and run with it. Okay. And by the way, I've spoken so much now, I don't know if I actually said, the Zibo says that he will put it in the X-Plane version as well, the X-Plane 11 version, I mean. Okay, he obviously just needs to update the code and then issue a fix, to get it into X-Plane 11 as well.
Great.
Great. So, sorry for being distracted in the beginning. I think we've calmed down a little bit now, and thank you for your cooperation, everybody. And thank you for watching. That's it. That's the whole story. Unless you've got other questions, I'm done.
Yes.
Okay. Let's call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. We'll keep you updated as things progress. But I think from yesterday until today, this is huge strides that has been made. So thank you, Zibo. Have a good night. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Nico.
Bye-bye.